When the email went out, nobody thought twice. Subject line: final year field assignment. Limited seats available. It promised something every university student wanted. Real-world research. Resume-level experience. Full academic credit. Faculty recommendation letters. Only 100 students would be selected. Environmental science. Sociology. Data analytics. Urban planning. The assignment focused on population collapse in rural America, towns that once thrived and then quietly emptied out. The location wasn't disclosed at first. That alone made it feel important. Applications flooded in within hours. By the end of the week, exactly 100 students were chosen. None of them knew that decision would erase them from public life for months. They left on a cold morning in late November. 2 charter buses rolled out of the campus parking lot before sunrise. Parents waved. Friends filmed short clips. Someone joked about bad coffee and worse Wi-Fi. 3 faculty members were on board. A senior sociology professor. An environmental researcher. A logistics coordinator. Everything was documented. Permissions signed. Emergency protocols filed. Phones were allowed, but students were encouraged to stay present. After 4 hours, the scenery changed. Highways thinned into cracked state roads. Cell signal bars dropped from 4 to 2 to nothing. By afternoon, they arrived. The town didn't have a welcome sign. It had an old gas station with boarded windows and a faded flag still hanging out front. Streets were wide but empty. Houses sat intact, like people had simply stepped out and forgotten to come back. The professors explained the purpose. This town represents hundreds just like it, one said. Your job is to understand not why people left, but how systems fail quietly. Students were assigned shared lodging in a former vocational school converted into dorm-style housing. Everything was clean, functional, organized. Too organized, some thought. But no one complained. That first night, students uploaded photos and notes. The university servers received everything on schedule. Day 1 went exactly as planned. On the second day, students split into teams. Some documented infrastructure. Others interviewed the few remaining residents. The residents were polite, but guarded. They answered questions carefully. Avoided specifics. Changed subjects when asked about certain industrial zones. One elderly man said something strange during an interview. You kids shouldn't be here too long. When asked why, he smiled gently and replied, because places like this attract people who like to watch. The student laughed it off and kept recording. That clip would later become evidence. Day 3 was when everything changed. Teams were scheduled to explore an abandoned industrial corridor just outside town. It wasn't on public maps, but university records showed it as decommissioned and safe. As the buses approached the site, they were stopped. Not by police. By men in reflective vests. They carried clipboards, wore hard hats, spoke calmly. One stepped forward and said, "This zone's been flagged unstable. You're not cleared to enter." The faculty questioned them. The men responded professionally, even helpfully. "There's an alternate site nearby. Same research value. Less risk." They showed documentation. Stamp permits. Digital authorization codes. Everything looked official. The professors agreed. The buses turned. At 6:41 p.m., a student posted a group photo. 100 students standing in front of a fenced industrial complex. The sun was setting behind concrete silos and rusted towers. The caption read, "Day 3 done. This place is stranger than the book said." No alarm. No fear. Just curiosity. That was the last public trace of them. On day 4, the university expected uploads. None came. At first, administrators assumed technical issues. By day 5, parents began calling. By day 6, the university contacted authorities. By day 7, the story hit national news. 100 university students missing. Police found the buses first. Parked neatly. Locked. Fuel still inside. Inside the buses, bags, jackets, laptops, half-written notebooks. No signs of violence. No struggle. No damage. Search dogs found scent trails that led nowhere and everywhere. As if the students had dispersed calmly. That didn't make sense. 3 weeks into the investigation, someone remembered the body cameras. All students had worn them for documentation. The data hadn't uploaded after day 3. Not because of poor signal. Because the upload system had been manually disabled. Recovered footage showed something unsettling. The students weren't panicked. They were being guided. Men in safety vests spoke to them. Explained procedures. Outlined extended research protocols. The tone was calm, authoritative, reassuring. Students followed, not because they were forced, because they believed. Hidden beneath the industrial site was a massive underground complex. Dormitories, cafeterias, lecture halls, observation rooms, everything operational, everything clean, and everything illegal. Investigators found student ID cards, clothing, personal journals, and something worse, data charts, tracking, group compliance, stress response, leadership emergence, resistance rates. This wasn't kidnapping. It was research. The biggest shock came next. Digital consent forms, signed by every student. After arrival, they had been presented as an advanced research simulation. Extra credit, exclusive participation, career benefits, no threats, no force, just opportunity, and trust in authority. Inside the facility, students were divided into groups. Some thrived, some questioned, some resisted quietly. Meals were regular, medical care provided, communication controlled, no abuse, no violence, just observation. Students debated ethics among themselves. Some argued it was fascinating, others wanted out. But leaving wasn't simple. NDAs were explained, legal consequences emphasized. Slowly, compliance grew. After the study ended, students weren't released together. They were sent back individually, weeks apart, different cities, different states. Each signed strict confidentiality agreements. Each received compensation. Each was warned, calmly, that speaking publicly would result in lawsuits that would destroy their futures. Most stayed silent. Fear didn't come from harm. It came from understanding how easily they were controlled. Legally, it was complicated. The students were adults. Consent existed. No physical harm was proven. The companies involved dissolved, reformed, renamed. The university updated policies, issued apologies, moved on. The case was closed with an official title: Mass Voluntary Disappearance Under Deceptive Research Practices. Some students changed careers. Some quit academia. Some never trusted institutions again. A few tried to speak, anonymously. Their stories never gained traction. Without proof, silence wins. If authority spoke calmly enough, and promised your future depended on it, how sure are you that you'd say no? If real stories like this unsettle you more than fiction ever could, subscribe, because the most terrifying mysteries are the ones that don't break reality.